Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Ken Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Ken Bozak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. Cause I'm Ken bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get your Ken Bozak.
And we're live. How goes it? GM in the afternoon, bros. Good to see you, Double O. How goes it, Gator?
How goes it?
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This is not another Bitcoin podcast. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Double O, my co-host, as always.
You know what it is, man. 00 Tats, the Black James Bond tattoo gun, man. Smoking a good doobie. I'm having a hard time with this punk ass lighter, but yeah, what's up?
Is it a Bic?
No, of course not. That's the only time you have a hard time when it's not a Bic.
Yeah, I had to Bic check you, man. Our guest today is an OG. Our OG. If you follow him for signals, this bro's been calling it like he sees it, and he's got the proof to back it up. Gator, how goes it? Introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, how you got into crypto, and what you're doing now in the space.
Perfect. So I'm Bitcoin Gator. I'm going to just show you right away how developed I am here on the systems. So you can follow me in 3 different places, no problem. This is my Instagram as Bitcoin Gator, just like that. Then I have on here a Twitter page that is going to be called Bitcoin Gator Manatee BTC, but you can search on Bitcoin Gator and it's going to show you there. And then I have from there, and just to give you an idea with that, I made this new one in January 2026. I already got 3,800 followers.
What happened to your old one?
So when I put Gator Bitcoin, then it's thinking like that I'm copying an old account that I had like suspended from a long time ago. And so it's like I can't call it Gator Bitcoin. I have to call it Gator Manatee on Twitter. So it's just like more of a name thing than anything else, because they're like, well, you're copying an account that we can't prove is you from the past. So as long as I call myself Gator Manatee, but I put Bitcoin Gator there, it allows me on Twitter. So that's
why the account get suspended?
I got suspended from like you had a VPN in certain places. If you had it coming from Brazil, that it like automatically suspended you. Like anyone that was in Brazil couldn't use Twitter. And so I was using a VPN from Brazil to trade, like where I couldn't go on a trading exchange without using the VPN. didn't know, logged into Twitter, up, account suspended. So, like, when you're doing a VPN, you can't just like pick any random country. You got to know, like, that country has something going on with Twitter that, like, if they have restrictions, then all of a sudden they're going to think you're a Brazilian yourself and then you get suspended. So, so basically, I put myself into multiple places. Like, this is a Telegram. I'm just showing you here. All these are links that you can find on Instagram and on Twitter, where you can go to Telegram. I even have a Discord, and then I have a chat besides this. So you can go to the trades here, see any trades that I have up and down, and then from there I have a Gator Bitcoin chat, like where you can comment on any of the trades that I make. So that's an introduction to myself, just as far as what setups I have in a regular day. And then to introduce myself to everybody, I've been in Bitcoin since 2014. I saw it since it was $200. Really, I saw it since it was $20. My friend was a miner back in 2012, and he said this is the greatest thing on earth. But at that time, I only knew it as the Silk Road way, like, oh, people were just using it to buy drugs, and I was like, well, I'm not. I'm just like into weed myself, so I'm not like going in and buying like acid and this stuff. So I don't need Bitcoin like at $20. Not thinking like the value of what it's going to be years from now. I'm just thinking like this is like a facilitator for drugs, and so I was just like, well, you can stay in that side yourself and just let me know how it goes. Then I saw it go to $1,000, and I was like, wow. I wish I was a part of this, when you had showed it to me at $20. And if there was ever a bear market again, I would get in myself. And then I kept my word with that. And I, when it was around $500, $600, I made my first social media account on Twitter. It says Bitcoin Gator. If you go on Twitter, you'll just see like 20 tweets of it. I only had it for a couple weeks, and then I don't know if I lost the password or whatnot, but I had made another Bitcoin Gator account after. But anyways, you could see these tweets like where Bitcoin was $600. I'm talking about it being the future, that this is going to be a revolution, and like I was making price predictions at the time that maybe we'll be lucky one day and see Bitcoin at $5,000 when it was $600. And to me, $5,000 was like this special price back in 2014. To give you a perspective, where today people are freaking out when it's $72,000. In my wildest dreams at that time, could I ever imagine that it would be 72,000 right now? And
Mm-hmm.
this is in the depths of the bear market right now. So, to give you, I mean, I'm not scared myself, like when I see these moves anymore, because of how far I've come from the past. And
Right.
then one more thing was, so my friend, he was mining Bitcoin, and when it was near $200, he was telling people, well, to get grow adoption and get people back from this bear market, I'm going to give you 10 Bitcoin to go out and like into faucets I made, and I want to give you to give it out to people like in small little fractions at a time, maybe like a couple dollars worth at a time of Bitcoin. And if you do the math, so we're talking about a couple dollars worth, and it was at $200. So 100 at 20,000 is 100 times that. So we're talking about 360. So for every $1 I gave away, it would be worth $360 now, to give you an idea. And yeah, I mean, so people were like, oh, maybe I'm getting a dollar here, a dollar there, Bitcoin, but it was the idea of teaching them to save. And I mean, I remember I gave away like 0.02 Bitcoin like every hour of like one day before for and like we were just like running it out. And 10 Bitcoin when he gave it to me was worth $2,500, and it was worth over $1 million, just in the previous high. Like anything over 100K, it was worth $1 million. So you could
Mm.
say that I was giving away $1 million to within split up within hundreds of people. I mean, I can't tell you if they all saved it, if they were just like airdrop getters,
Right.
but that's how I was trying to get people into Bitcoin originally, was faucets, and that's how they got like, oh, if you were to give away this Bitcoin, then I'm going to give you a free Bitcoin of your own.
Mm.
And so that's how I got my original Bitcoin. was
Mm.
from a miner, and then the miner saying like set up these faucets, go along and give it out to other people. So
Damn,
and
that's
I'm
fire. That's crazy because like I'm literally doing the same thing with these cash stamps. Like I'm doing it for Bitcoin Cash. Like shout out to Steve Thurman, man. He hooked me up with like 50 cash stamps. Anytime I need them, and I've been
right.
passing them out. It's like a couple of dollars on them, and now I'm thinking back. Now I'm listening to you. And it's like damn. And in a few years, I'm gonna be probably telling the same story. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
crazy. Like
And in 2019, a lot of people in crypto were giving away like for audiences, they would give away $50, $100 Bitcoin at a time, and this is when Bitcoin was $4 or $5,000. So we're still talking about where that $100 that they give away is worth well over $1,000 later. It's just a matter of, did someone who won that giveaway in 2019, are they still holding on to it? That was the key. Like, you can get your $100, you won this giveaway right now, you need it right now. Or if you still held on to that giveaway, that was the idea, was trying to teach people, don't sell.
Well, what I
And
like
I'm
about
giving that.
the cash stamps, Gator, is with the cash stamps, if people don't claim it and they don't like take it off, you can reclaim the
Oh
crypto that's
yeah.
on the cash stamp, so it doesn't go to the doesn't go to waste or whatever, right? So like
Yeah.
If Double O hands somebody a cash stamp and they just like throw it away, Steve on the back end after a certain expiration date, usually it's printed on the cash stamp, he'll just sweep the wallets that weren't swept and then reissue it on future cash stamps.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, because I mean, if you hold on to these things long enough, you never know what's going to happen. And so, time is your friend. And it also, people, you never know like when you're going to need money. So, unfortunately, like I see bear markets where people need jobs and they need the cash, and then they have to sell low. And then once they sell low, we have our next bull market, and maybe they can't get back into what they sold afterwards. So
Speaking of buying low and selling high, I'm curious what your thoughts are on the markets these days. Since you were in so early, things seem very correlated these days. How would you
yes.
define the difference in the market as opposed to like as the Wild West days?
Okay. Well, I still kind of think we're in this Wild West, and it all comes down to this clock. That I mean, this is like the easy, like the 4 year cycle for dummies. Like I made this picture a long time ago. This clock, and it's a picture of the Chinese zodiac, right? It tells you like what year, and if it's red, green, or yellow, what you should do. Yellow means that you just go slowly, but you want to be bullish. So as as usual, everybody, we're in the snake last year. We had all-time highs in the snake. Everyone thinking like, oh well, the final part of this blow off top rally will be in the fourth quarter of the snake, and then that was the trick. And we, even though we had a top in this year, that everybody was waiting for more, and that they got trapped basically going into this horse. But the other side of that is that if you can have a crash happen in the snake, and a reverse down, then you can also have a bottom in the horse and reverse back up. So as much as I've seen like everyone, feel deflated, like we didn't get 200K in the snake, I think as much also we're not going to see 40K, 30K really low numbers in the horse either. I think that this is going to be a condensed range, and you might have already seen the bottom at 60K. So we only really had like a 50% bear market this time versus the other times of 80% bear markets and so forth. And just that the volatility be less, and people that are going to be waiting there for the next shoe to drop, I don't think they're going to get it. I think we're going to instead grind back up to 80K, 90K, 100K, and then they're going to realize, well, this was the opportunity right now. If you go back in time, every single time, if you bought in this red light the tiger and this red light the dog, I mean, even if you were buying on the way down, a year or two later, you were very happy about it, especially if you bought I mean, really, if you buy any time in these red lights, and you hold for 3 years into the second green light, you will have definitely a great entry and exit. So people have pretty much said, well, it happened. And this is my fourth now. I got in on the original horse in 2014. I saw this bear market, I saw this bear market, and now coming back here. So this is my fourth cycle. Um, and I think what people need to understand is this is still going on, but the more that everybody participates in it, the less volatility there's going to be in it because everybody's going to front run each other. So
Gotcha.
so yeah, and so I think we've already seen the lows, even though someone's like, well, 2026 is still going on. We're only in April, and why would you want to buy now? I would be saying, well, it might not look pretty, but we've already seen the bottom, and we might see this ugly chop, but still grinding up between now and the end of the year. And it might not look pretty, but we could be at 100K at the end of the year, still not be near the all-time highs of the snake, but then work our way back into it in the next year and in the following years, like we go to new all-time highs.
What
So that's
assets
what
are
I'm
you
looking
looking
for.
at right now? Is there anything off, the top five? Is there anything that you're kind of looking at as far as, the charts go for those time periods?
Good
Bitcoin
question.
Cash.
So no, no, I agree there. I'm gonna show you the hottest chart I see right now. It's called Hyperliquid, and we're gonna talk about how to read chart as far as when we go to this. I'm gonna show you also Bitcoin, but with Hyperliquid, I want to show you first. This coin is near highs from last month back here already. This is a daily chart. I'm gonna show you basically how to read a chart real fast. So this is Hyperliquid, and I read charts by three indicators. These lines right here, they're called Bollinger Bands. What Bollinger Bands are mean reversions, where if something's near the top band, it's usually overbought. If something's in the middle, it could go either way. If something's in the bottom, then it's usually a buy. So when you're looking at things and then you see, oh, this is near the top, this is either going to be a trading range here and this is a sell, or this is breaking out, this is making new highs where you see you could push this top band up if you want, make new highs, and here it looks like it's pushing the top band up. So what happens is you want to have other confirming indicators to go with this, and if I'm going too fast, just let me know. But I have two other indicators I use besides Bollinger Bands, and they're very good for trading. So this next one's called KDJ. And if you ever heard of Relative Strength Index, RSI, it's the same thing as that, except it combines the volume bars. So there's volume bars of green and red you can usually see on a chart. And instead of having that, instead of having RSI, you have these two things, you have it combined into this. So what it means is that when the lines are up here, it means a lot of volume's coming in, a lot of money's coming in. And when it's down here, it means that it's pretty much dead, like nobody wants it. And so you can kind of see like the correlation. Well, it was near this bottom band here, and it looked like people were throwing it away, and the volume was also low on it. So basically, this was an opportunity here to buy. Like you can see, it kind of just stopped right on that bottom band and then just went right straight to the top band. So this is how I like to trade normally, is like looking for setups like this.
What
And then
happens when they cross the streams, Gator?
what happens when the lines cross?
Yeah.
Oh, that's when the fun happens. So here, just for example, if someone was like, well, I don't know what to do about this chart because you see this, like it could be pushing up higher. What you should be doing is anticipating this middle band here sloping up more. So you see the higher the price is over the middle band, the more it's going to take it up, and the more that this bottom band is going to curl up with it. And so then you immediately think, well, if I want an entry into this into hype here, I'm going to try to get it onto where this middle band is. But you can't just like put it right there right now because it's going to take time, and as it's higher, this is going to curve up. So it's more of like a guessing game, and it's really you would draw a line out like this with the middle band, and then you place an X. So like maybe this could come back to 40, for example, where this middle band it's it says 38.53 could come up to 40 and then pull back. And then that's kind of the guessing game there. But just to give you an idea of that was happening before, that it was pulling back to this middle band here, and then people were buying it. It was a scalp, and you had that buy there. So you look to the past for clues, and then you just kind of then estimate like where the bands will go from there. And that part is a little bit of a guessing game, but still you have a much more clear idea how to trade when you're doing it with this system versus just like seeing a price on a Coinbase chart, like one line, and then trying to guess from there, trying to draw squiggly lines. So this to me has been my system. I was taught this by John Bollinger, at B Bands. So if you go on Twitter, you type in at B Bands, his whole system on a website like goes through how you learn this stuff. One more thing I just want to show you, like what's this at the bottom? This is called MACD. It's a pretty famous indicator, but it's for volume. And you can see here that it had a lot of green with hype before, so a lot of money came in. And then this was a sell off. This was a bear market period, and you have this kind of nastiness there. But now you see a little bit more green coming in. So it's not that much that's put all this rally here came from just this little green right there when you still have all that more to go. So I'm looking at this chart. I'm thinking it's going to go a lot higher. I'm thinking that this could be 48.50, no problem. And that if you can get any entry back to 40, for example, on this middle line, you want to take it. So that's a great example of how to read a chart. One more thing also, what it says here is funding rate, and it's a negative number. So what does that mean is that more people are shorting it than longing it. So if you were to long this on leverage, you actually get paid to long. Normally, you're paying out a little bit of a fee to shorts while you're longing yourself. But here, because there's more shorts that want to make this go down than longs that want to make this go up, that you're actually getting paid. So you could sit there, watch it go up, and get paid a dividend at the same time.
Yeah.
And so I'm very bullish on this for
Gator's
many
got his
reasons.
cake and can eat it too. I'm wondering,
Yeah.
are you just looking at trading assets, or did you get into futures, perpetuals, or the prediction markets at all?
I'm into perpetual. Well, this is mostly for perpetuals. I'll show you. Uh, I got this going here, and this is for all markets that you can go on. Here, oops. I have a Blowfin account. If you go on to download the app on Blowfin, BLOFIN, and you use the ref code Gator Bitcoin, I have through May 5th, you can see here deposits for futures and trading. And on here, you can trade, uh, besides crypto, they have gold, silver, copper, platinum, where you could use spot or futures on them. And then they have all the like the top 20, 50 stocks, all in this one place. So you're talking about and any given day, for example, right now I'm telling people I want a long gold, and I'm long silver. So at the same time as I'm long crypto, I'm also telling them this is what gold's doing in the day. This is what silver's doing in the day. Um, I have another account called Weeks, WEEX. It's like Weeks, WEEX. And if you were to download that app, you were going to see on there. Sorry, this is the Bitcoin chart. If you download the app for Weeks, you're going to see on there that and use Gator BTC, you can actually trade oil as well. Oil, where everybody's like, well, this is going up and down. So I'm showing oil charts to people lately. I've showed gold and silver charts, platinum and copper charts. So it's really gotten out of crypto into going into all commodities itself.
Have you looked at
And
any indicators from the war or anything for any of this, or is that too far outreach to actually have any effect?
I think it's all about oil. I think you see oil and it has a psychological over 100 that people get bearish and they want to dump all their Bitcoin. They want to dump even gold. Um, all of it together they want to dump because they see oil going up and they're like, well, if oil goes up, there's going to be inflation. No one's going to have money for anything else. I want to show
Supply
you.
went down about what, 20% or something?
Supply went down 20% when the Straits of Hormuz, but then Saudi Arabia opened up a few pipelines to make up for maybe, like, let's say a third of that. So that's helpful, but you still see oil right now at over $105 a barrel. And, you know, as long as it's over 100, people are going to try to aim it back to 120 where it just was. And then you're going to see gas over $4 a gallon. Not going to be good. And, a lot of this trading range in Bitcoin is going to determine whether did oil like kind of cap out where this is the highest we see it. If we see it go down, then you should see Bitcoin go back up. I
Damn.
just want, yeah, I wanted to show you here with
Yeah,
Bitcoin because I still
gas
think
is
this is a
like
bottom.
$6 a gallon LA right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro, we can't hear a
You talking
word
about
you're
$4? I'm
saying.
like,
Oh,
I'm
what?
can
sorry.
you, sorry, can you hear me now? Maybe
No,
I
I
had my
we can
hand
I
over.
can hear you. I can't hear Double O.
Oh, okay.
I was muted. My bad.
Sorry.
You hear me
Yeah,
now?
you can go.
Yeah.
My stupid ass
Okay.
muted. I was just saying, gas prices is fucking $6 a gallon out here in LA. Like $4 is crazy.
California's dealing with their own problems though.
Right.
Yeah.
I just saw here 389 a gallon, and that's the cheapest I've seen it, but that same place was 416 a gallon a week ago. So that's I mean, if you see it at 3, I think, Bitcoin could go up. Once you see it at 4, I think a lot of people are going to try to push this back to the lows. So I'm kind of hanging my hat here that this is the highs we're going to see in gas, and kind of everybody is in the mode like they're already in the mode that gas is going to go up more, that maybe we've seen the highest for it. So I wanted,
Unfortunately, AI is raising the prices of everything, Gator. It's raising the price of electricity in areas they're building those data centers. It's increasing the cost of gasoline in the areas. It's increasing supply, shipping, supply chain. It's kind of, I mean, AI infrastructure is kind of making everything around it go up.
I'm glad you said electricity because Bitcoin runs on electricity. So the more that electricity costs, usually the more a Bitcoin costs.
Not
So from
always. These miners have historically run in the negative for months, if not years.
oh
They
yeah,
just ran negative.
well, that goes back to the Chinese clock of that if they're going to run negative, it's going to be in the red lights. And so, yeah, we saw that before when it was 15,000 and when it was 4,000 that they were negative, but that was also a buying opportunity because they had to sell for a loss and then their loss was your gain if you just bought it and held it for 3 years later. So, I mean, I'm still pretty bullish. Thinking I mean, if you look right now, we're still 20% over the bottom, and the bottom occurred almost 3 months ago. So, from my perspective, I think like a lot of fear, a lot of this is baked in already. You can see the lows were pretty much around my birthday. My birthday is January 25th, and this was like right around there, the 60K. Um, even though we push up a little bit here and we come back down, it's still pretty healthy range. So I'm showing you the same sort of volume that I'm seeing before. Now, volume, Michael Saylor is always buying all the Bitcoin. So this is a very Michael Saylor related chart. But I mean, as far as you can see, this was deep down here, this MACD, and it's had a healthy reversal here while the price had gone up from 60 to 74.
Do
So
you
all
look at
that's
market
positive.
diversity and Bitcoin dominance and use that as any index at all?
Yes. So I think that the Bitcoin dominance really comes down to the ETH BTC. If you
It's so
ETH
fucking diversified, yeah.
Right, right. What I noticed is Solana has been pretty much dead while ETH has kind of held itself, and that ETH versus Solana has been very strong while Bitcoin itself has been bottoming. So, if anything, I've seen an ETH dominance index that's been very strong, like of all the alts that are left, and that's while it's just at $2,200. So if it's 2200 and it's outperforming Solana, it's not very good for Solana. So I mean, I think that people want to kind of hide out in Bitcoin first, and when they're looking in bear markets, and then after that, then the first alt they think of is Bitcoin Cash. Sorry, I said that because the tax here. The first alt they think of is Ethereum.
Yeah.
Uh, Bitcoin Cash does have rallies under under the surface. It really does, but
It
like
used to be really good to counter trade with Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin was in the red, just buy some Bitcoin Cash. It was going to have a green day.
right. And then now all of a sudden that's what gold does. And so it's like whatever gold is, I think Bitcoin Cash, like gold copied its playbook. And so I generally try to be long both gold and Bitcoin in a day. That like if one was going up, then the other one was going down and vice versa. And then I can make money off of one versus the other. So I mean, I think all that's pretty pretty healthy in a way. But
Do you still take
I
advantage of arbitrage in any form? I remember back in the day, arbitrage was very lucrative, but I feel like it's gotten less so valuable. And I think with the more AI gets involved with trading, especially with all the things incorporating it, like MetaMask, fucking probably Fanta, everybody's incorporating AI, right? So I just feel like we're going to see more linear movement and not so much value in arbitrage, if any even exists.
right. I I mean, I'm going back and forth between exchanges sometimes. Sometimes I'll see a price different on one versus the other, but it's so little. Like I'm looking at gold on one place and gold on another place. Maybe it's like a $5 difference. So I mean, I think in the past, like the exchanges, the maybe like the oracles or whatnot, they like had screw ups, and the price on Binance might be very different than the price on whatnot. But I haven't seen it much lately. Like everywhere I go, if I show one chart one place, it's usually the same chart everywhere else. Like usually the same price.
It starts to feel like
I,
manipulation to me. It doesn't feel like true market movement, right? When things are so
no,
just strictly correlated to each other. That arbitrage was sort of like, to me, it was like the illusion of like actual free market. You know what I mean? When you could see the
yeah,
arbitrage offers, oh, like okay, that kind of made sense. But when you go and you start to see it at the same price literally everywhere at the same exact time, in all
right.
markets across the world, you're like, what the fuck is even happening? Like, it
Yeah,
feels like we're
especially
in a
when it's like
simulation.
oil, Right, yeah. It's something like we all need like oil and gas and stuff, and it's just coincidentally the same price wherever you go. So yeah, I mean some group of people are out there saying we're the market makers and we're setting the price on this. And I thought it was very interesting how the last few months of last year we were watching gold and silver go up, but Bitcoin was going down and doing the opposite. And everyone's like, "Well, what the hell? Like we're in Bitcoin and crypto because of dollar debasement, and we're seeing gold and silver go up while our stuff is crashing." And like we didn't sign up for that. We thought Bitcoin was digital gold, and it turns out the gold is what's going on. And I think that was the arbitrage was like people selling crypto for metals, and then lately they've been selling metals for oil. So it's like we're picking one sector at a time, and then we're rotating everything from that commodity to that commodity to that commodity. So I think that's why it's so critical right now for crypto and metals that oil go down, and that if you see it go down, you're gonna maybe it's AI, maybe it's bots, but you're just going to see a giant sector rotation, like money coming back into metals and money coming back into crypto. That oil is their safe haven, like whenever they're scared about the war. So, I mean, this isn't stuff you can normally trade off of. We don't normally have wars every day. We don't normally like have it where the news is, some Trump or someone could be trading in like you know that someone's going to say something, and then someone can make a giant trade of $100 million like 5 minutes before they say something, and you don't know if people were talking behind the scenes. So
Yeah.
it's really hard. The insider trading lately has been, it's really turned a lot
Well,
of people
it
off.
is hard, but also once you start to see the wallets because of the transparency, you can kind of follow those accounts and kind of get
Oh
in on
yeah.
it with them.
Well,
It,
I think it's more just, people might think that those accounts have to do with like the Trump family or the White House or something like connected to it, and they're like, oh well, this could just be Barron like going like, hey dad, what are you about to tweet right now, or what are you about to post, and let me go and set up my trades for it, and it just as obvious as that. Um, it has been like someone's opened up like $100 million long on the stocks before, and then and shorted oil like right before he was going to say something that was going to make oil go down and stocks go up, and minutes before. So either AI is incredibly intelligent and insightful, or there's insider trading going on, and it's something that like we have to like. It's part of the new normal. Until you see someone like really going after it, you can't really like. You gotta say like this is something we're gonna have to deal with every day.
Well, speaking of
Unfortunately.
AI and the new normal and dealing with it every day, are you using AI in any of your trading at all yet? Because I've been seeing a lot of people every day talking about how AI took $100 and traded it up to $100,000, and I'm just curious, from somebody who does trade even for over a decade now in the crypto space, what are your thoughts on utilizing AI to take $100 and trade it into 100,000 in crypto?
Well, I would be doing it in succession of trades over time. I would if I have AI, it's going to be to set me to alerts on my phone, so I can have AI tell me basically on a
But you're not
chart.
using it. This is how you would use it.
Oh no, I use it for certain things with my indicators. I'm going to show you here. So if I can have an alert come up whenever something hits one of my bands here, I can have an alert come up on my phone saying price hit for any asset. This is Bitcoin. Price hit top band, price hit middle band, price hit bottom band. If these lines want to
Point cash.
converge, I
When
can
you
get
say get
a.
that.
Bro, we can't hear anything you're saying. Your internet is so gargled. It's like an aluminum can filter. I'm so sorry, Double O.
But just any kind of technical indicator that you see here, plus I could pull up moving averages, whatnot, and AI will give me an alert on my phone if I'm out somewhere and this price just happened to hit one of these middle bands, top bands, whatever. I'm gonna get an alert on my phone from AI.
Yeah,
If
but why not use like a Claude bot or some kind of claw bot or whatever AI thing to just like do the thing you would do if those events happen? Sort of like a if this then that, because like a lot of AI now has access to the trading accounts, so they'll do the thing on your behalf. You know, it's like I
what?
think AI
Yeah,
was the missing ingredient in true passive income.
right. I would say that's okay, like for major indexes, maybe for Bitcoin. I wouldn't be doing that with small assets, but I would. I understand why people might take the S&P 500 index and try to do it with that. So it's really about how much like depth and liquidity are in those assets. That like if
Can you
an
show
alert comes up.
the Bitcoin Cash chart and tell us what you think of it?
Let me see if I can pull it up. Sure.
My
I'll
back.
And I wanted to also go through a few things because next month is going to be Consensus in Miami, where I myself am not going to be going like as far as to the main event itself, Consensus, but I am going to be there just a mile down the street, where I'm going to go to some side events. So I wanted to go and talk about that while I pull up this Bitcoin Cash chart. There are a few events that I wanted to talk about. Where if you go on Solana.com/events, very easy to remember. Solana.com/events. On Consensus takes place from May 5th to May 7th. So there are and not everybody has $500 $600 to go and pay for it. So just at the same building, the Miami Beach Convention Center where the Consensus is, you're also going to have this event on May 5th called Solana Accelerate. This is going to get, I'm going to jump into AI just if you lay here, but this is going to go through Solana Accelerate, any kind of thing that they're talking about with the Solana blockchain lately, and just any kind of like when you're there, you're going to find out more events, like a couple more I'm going to be talking about. So this is going to be a great place to, even if you already have tickets to Consensus, it's in the same building. If you want to register, like you got to register, but it's free. Solana.com/events, where you have this May 5th, and then on May 6th, not too far from there, at the Lab Miami is called. They're going to have Accelerate AI. With this, it's going to go into what you just talked about with the trading bots, with Claude Bot, and with anything they. It's going to talk about AI with meme coins and like when we were doing the Phantom wallets and the meme coins before. It's going to talk about how AI is incorporated with that. So again, those two events are on Solana.com/events. You could register for free to go to, but you want to register beforehand. And one more thing, because I thought this was really cool. I found out about this a couple days ago. They're going to have an after party. They're going to have an after party after Solana Accelerate called Super Mario Kart Miami Grand Prix. And I mean, remember like when we were in Toronto and we did those go karts, right? And like,
Yeah.
but like where everything is like Super Mario World around, and like you're gonna be driving carts that are like Mario Kart, like literally like the video game, but with this.
That's
So
cool.
I posted links online. I sent you links if you want to share out to people. But also, it's free to register for, and this is on May 6th after the AI part. So, the same day where they're going to teach people about AI, then they're going to have the Super Mario Kart. So, if someone can't afford the Consensus or can't get in, but they still want to be in Miami, they still have all those three good events right there that they can go to just for registering for free.
Well,
So
I'm
let
happy to
me.
see Brave still in the space and doing things, man. I feel like basic attention token is so prime for an AI economy. All you have to
Oh
do
yeah,
is prove you're you, and with IoT, like a webcam, they'll watch you, watch them, and you could earn some bat. And I've always been a fan of basic attention token and Brave browser and stuff, and I feel like right now that is definitely one of the most underdog giants. But yeah, let's take a look at this Bitcoin Cash chart and let me know what you think of it.
yeah. I'm trying to. I see it here is in a day. I'm trying to pull it up where I can get multiple charts here. Okay, pull me the S&P 500. Just a second. Chart. Okay. So this is from last December to now. Okay. So what I would tell you from reading this is you always want to go from the last low here. That's strange. Sorry, apparently if you click, I got to use my mouse instead of the arrows. Okay. So high here in January, 687, low 426 right now. And again, when it's making lows like this, you always want to see a retest coming. Can I zoom in? There we go. There we go. So you want to say, how far does this go back? Okay. Okay. Because so there's a phrase, when in doubt, zoom out. So now you're talking about levels in this that go all the way back to May 2025. And so basically you want to identify resistance to support. So if someone were to be longing this here, you would say this is possibly a double bottom. You would say that, how can I zoom in on this? You'd say that here is one support and then here's another and you have a bar up. And so if you go back here and you want to go to these mainly, well, actually, that actually kind of helped too. You can see there's kind of support right now. You can see from there to there. Okay. Especially with this wick. Giant skim wick down and pops up real fast to here and just happens to be holding the scam wick. Just happens to go there. And then this goes all the way back through here. So if I were saying this, I'd say the Bitcoin Cash was making a bottom here, and that what's trying to do is that this was first resistance back here, and came down, then goes up, and now it's support. So it pushes down to here, holds, comes down, holds again, comes down, holds again, and so you have one, two, three, four holds on this. So I mean, it's pretty simple trade, pretty much. You want to long it, and then you want to have a stop loss just under this wick here. So it's 427, and you have a stop loss. Let's say at 420 because this wick here goes to 422, and you just I would just long from there, very little to risk and a lot to gain pretty much from the upside. I mean, even to here, you could take it from 427 to 580 or 590, let's say, and you're still in this range that went back all the way in time. Even if this moved up uh, just in a couple weeks from there to there. So if you could do that in a couple weeks, it should be very little to ask for to say, well, this is going to hold again and that this will be retested maybe in a couple months. So I mean, just being conservative about it. So as we're talking, by the way, it's going up. So maybe I'm making it go up, but just that you know, something looks bad on a chart zoomed in, but when you zoom out, you're always going to find resistance and support at some level. And so you can see here, you know, for whatever reason, and I'm not a Bitcoin Cash guy, but you see support, hold, 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 and then coming back here to holding around there. So I'd stick with it, and you could have it. I tell everybody have stop losses in place. So if these levels fail and it was going to go down more, well, you only lost a very little bit because maybe you put your stop loss at 420, for example. That's how I would approach it. That's how I approach any chart right now that was in a bear market, because again, I think this goes back to what we're talking about here, that it's just a victim of this here, and you have to say to yourselves, well, how much worse can it get? And I think everybody is already priced in the entire year of this bear market already, and we've already seen the lows already. So it might not be up only, it might not be pretty, but I think this is where you got to accumulate here. And I think that someone's going to be very happy with this would say 2029 where the rooster is, but you know, everyone kind of has the idea. You get in on these red years, you hold for 3 years, even if it's one or two, maybe you're going to make a profit next year. You're going to make a profit the year after that. But generally, in any of these coins, if you get in the red years and you hold into the second green light, you're going to have a good time. And you know, that's been my job for 4 cycles, is getting people in the red and then making them hold until a year or 2 or 3 later, and seeing how much they can grow from their investments.
Well, there's been a lot of cycles, Gator. I mean, we've seen, Bitcoin, altcoins, ICOs, NFTs, meme coins. What are your thoughts on like the patterns? Is there any opportunities to jump in and out of those? Do you think NFTs are going to have another wave?
That's a good question, because ETH went to proof of stake from instead of proof of work, and I think that's the only way the NFTs can come back. Um, I did see that there was one NFT that was doing amazing, like for the charts. I'm gonna pull it up here because as long as there's one, then there can still be others. So this one is called Dognals. Let me see if we can get a chart on it, because basically there is at least one. Can you get a chart on this? NFT digital chart. Dognals. So with Dognals, I'm gonna talk while I can set this up here. So Dognals are these sort of like 3D pixelated icons or whatnot, and I'm seeing them. There's this guy online called Bark Meta, and I guess he does a really good job, shilling this out to people and whatnot. Here we go. 10,000 dognals for 10,000 dog coins for one dognal has been the motto. Okay. Well, it tells you there's so basically you have a dog nose wallet with it. That's a good a good business model. Um, Let me see if I could just pull up Bark Meta here. So Bark Meta is kind of like the leader of the Dognals. He's got this picture with Elon Musk, so it shows you that he's important. He's got pictures with a lot of people. So this is basically the leader of the Dognals. He's got pictures with Shane Gillis, Joe Rogan, whatnot. Let me get. That's his dog, by the way. So if you want to know the Dognals dog, Bark Meta X. I'm pulling up his X account so we can see from there. But this just to give you an idea, this particular NFT has 100x at least in the past few years. So it was where um, I guess they started out at 10,000 dog coins, and then over time it's gone up more. Okay, so this is what a Dogno looks like. You'll go through Chief Wolf Officer, Dogno's dogs. Here we go. That's his motto, Chief Wolf Officer. 10,000 pixel dogs subscribed on the dog coin. So if you go here, you're going to see a very active market. The dog no dogs have been cooking. Um, just to give you an idea, NFTs coming in. The sales on this, they have like a sales bot. Oh, and merchandise here. All the things that you see with Pudgy Penguins and whatnot. Very, very tight network. Um, just to give, okay. So 60% above current floor price is 30,000 dog for the average of the last 10 dog no sales. So the last 10 dog no sales were for 74,000 dog, where they started off like where you could first get them at 10,000 dogs. So that in itself is a 7.5x. But just to give you an idea, like that 10,000 dog was maybe a year or two ago. And, every day I come by here, there's new people. If you go into the I love these plushes, by the way. Gary in Miami. I mean, so they all you can see a lot of them dox themselves. A lot of them come together, have communities. I think this was more social than the Board Ape Club. And I mean, everyone here, it's like, I guess there's like a connection where they all have dogs or they're dog people. So they're all here, they're all sharing it. There will only be 10,000 every dog and no dogs. And so, then they're sharing their 10,000 with us. So at a certain point, I think this is like a group of just dog people in general. And of course, there's more than 10,000 dog people that exist out there that love their dogs. And so, that in itself became a value that if everyone wanted a dog NFT, and that this was the main one. So if this can happen, I think, for example, there could be a cat one. I think that you could. I mean, not that cat people are as sociable as dog people, but I think that you could have a cat version of this. I think that you could
Man, what do you
have
mean cat people ain't social? There's cat cafes. There
no,
ain't no damn dog
exactly.
cafes.
Well, no, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, if you saw the same business model with cats, and you called it Kate's, for example, I remember a meme coin once. It was called Kate Coin, and you could have an NFT just like that, and same business model as this, same tight knit community as this, and everybody. Another thing about this is I think is extremely important is that they have spaces every day, and that all these people, like, they all like come group together, and they all come like they're working 9 to 5 at their jobs, but they come on the spaces every night, like when
Man,
they're done
it's
with their
just
job.
tokenized Zodiac bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's
Right.
gonna be a group for everything: Scorpion, Dragon, Mouse, Rabbit, every token
Right.
NFT. But I'm happy to see that there's still NFT projects still that even from
Yeah.
like the previous run still breathing life into this space. I guess we're
Right.
gonna wrap up. We're coming up on the hour here. Where can people go to follow you and join your community?
Perfect. So 3 places I want you to follow me at. So if you go on Telegram, you're going to see Gator Bitcoin Trades. It's going to look, it'll look like this on the top here. I'm going to pull up all 3. Come on. Just a second. 7.
No rush. Hurry up.
No, it's fine. So it's going to look like this here. Turn around. Flip. Okay. So you're going to see pin message. It's going to say on top Gator Bitcoin Trades, 367 followers. Try to get that higher. But you're going to see this, and then you'll see a link on top with this into the pin that goes into a chat room. So that's the first one. The second one is called Bitcoin Gator on Instagram. This is going to be mostly pictures and charts from the post, but then when you go in the stories, you're going to see all my current positions. Also, whenever I have a note left on, I always have where if I'm long or short something, I put it in the notes right here. So whenever someone goes to my notes, they see what my current positions are. That's 2. And finally, on Twitter, won't get suspended again, called Gator Manatee BTC. Just so you see here. Whoops. Got really small. Got really big. Okay. It'll say Bitcoin Gator, Gator Manatee BTC. And when you go on there, you're going to see, again, links to Telegram, Instagram, and the chat room. So everything has one link to another to it. So as long as you go to one place, you're going to see links to the other 2 or 3 places. And
Got you, man.
just from there, it's been a great time conversating with you. I look forward to seeing you down in Miami for
Oh
for
yeah,
the
I might even have an
consensus
extra
items.
ticket to Consensus for you if you want. I'll keep in touch and let you know. I look forward
Yeah,
to seeing you
definitely.
in Miami. It's been a while. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This was another Not Another Bitcoin podcast. Shout out to my bro Gator. Double O Tats, my co-host, had to jump, but don't forget comment. Oh, he's there. I thought he left. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Also visit fundme.cash. I only have a few hours left to raise 1 Bitcoin Cash. If I raise 1 more Bitcoin Cash, I get to go to Slovenia. So in like 8 hours or so, it's ending. So hopefully I can get some love. Fundme.cash. It's for BCH Bliss. And yeah, I'll see you guys at Bitcoin 26 in Vegas. I'll see Gator in Miami for Consensus. Hopefully, I'll be in Toronto for Futurist. Love you all and have a day.
Okay.
Hello, happy bros.
Hey.
You're about to get a face full of the Ken Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Ken Bozak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Ken bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're 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 gonna get real high. We're gonna get real high. We're gonna get real high. we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Ken Bozak.